The cosmos is calling, and I think I'm ready to go.
And when the descendants return, even in spirit, the land awakens and becomes whole again. The emigrant's journey, O'Shea knows where tourists go, where water flows upon the coast of Moher, along hillsides with sullen pathways not forgotten, those stone walls he had lain in. 1849 year bought kings and queens with Celtic rings, all so green, and the pretty one with red hair, the bride who awaits sailors and emigrants gone afar, progeny of gods buried with gold and jewels, spiral pins, caverns, remnants, artifacts, rotten Viking remains, all beneath soot, awaiting their children. Return from America and Australia, New Zealand and Africa. On the Green of abandoned cottages now, hollow its spirits, smelling of potatoes boiled and topped with oil, hollow spirits flowing in rows with shadows below the cottages. Windows and along the hillsides, abandoned by the potato eaters, ghost homes unknown, now their masters, returning ancestors, descendants hence, freeing the bog woman to dance gracefully upon native lands unknown, unbroken, earthly The land holds the memory of its people, and when the descendants return, even in spirit, the land awakens and becomes whole again.
giant's exodus. Thoughts of Una crushed the giant, for she delighted in the snake of a cowboy on a horse. He knew not how to file away disdain, although guilt immersed his diver's attire. For he saw not the newness of his love, that it was not for her, but for writing. After having jumped into the dark abyss of ocean from whence he took life, he emerged a new man, ready to put the pen to paper. No wonder the snake crept into her abode, and Una's whereabouts were unknown to him. Of author, knowing that she evoked one who seldom hears the vampire's cries that devastate and soar. For Una evokes women's inner dark fears, and abides by the rules of medieval knights. Love and passion flow through her royal veins. No wonder she fears not the blueback's bites. Una knows she evokes lilac scents and rains, and her new dark gothic love takes flight. A woman's dream it may be, to be loved by gothic lovers and faithfully. Exodus, thoughts of Una crushed the giant, for she delighted in the snake of a cowboy on a horse. He knew not how to file away disdain, although guilt immersed his diver's attire. For he saw not the newness of his love, that it was not for her, but for writing. After having jumped into the dark abyss of ocean from whence he took life, he emerged a new man, ready to put the pen to paper. No wonder the snake crept into her abode, and Una's whereabouts were unknown to him. Of author, knowing that she evoked one who seldom hears the vampire's cries that devastate and soar. For Una evokes women's inner dark fears, and abides by the rules of medieval knights. Love and passion flow through her royal veins. No wonder she fears not the blueback's bites. Una knows she evokes lilac scents and rains, and her new dark gothic love takes flight. A woman's dream it may be, to be loved by gothic lovers and faithfully. That's a transformation from living for love, living for expression. A rival energy that is more instinctual, exciting, or dangerous than the giant. The deep, seductive, shadowy side of love and femininity, both inspiring and destabilizing. So the Exodus isn't just leaving her, it's leaving illusion and entering authorship. This is a rite of passage, heartbreak descent, and rebirth as creator. The poem is about transforming heartbreak and rejection into artistic power. realizing that the love you felt was never meant to be possessed, but to be expressed. This feels like a poem about losing someone, not because you weren't enough, but because your role was never to keep them. It was to create from them. Una doesn't disappear. She evolves into something darker, more autonomous. Meanwhile, the giant becomes an observer, a writer. There's a quiet tension. She becomes mythic and untouchable. And he becomes the one who records the myth.
The fisherman and the mermaid, conservative fishermen, melodious fantasies, idiosyncrasies of dreamers, like instrumentalists who think there's art to achievement. Upon this wall, hoping to be free. Off she'll go swimming into the colorful seas, traversing the Atlantic. Proceeding onward with dolphins swimming and dancing beside them into the cosmic, oceanic abyss. Obscurity of ideas. Methinks lost sailors visited her magical isle in years past, far away from homelands. Texts of humanity, no fear of adversity, and love for diversity, and the inborn desire to be free. Swim far, swim free, be your free self.
tinted, multicolored dewdrops on bright summer crops hope to reunite. Splashes of stained glass delight. Images in white expanse, breaths like fresh snowflakes. Humankind appeases him, sage of breathless flight. Respect in cool reflections, having endured timely tests in a swampland of mysteries, memorable histories. The forest of lore. Tree helps me disregard all the challenges in the world. Her limbs reach out and touch the rest of the forest, intermingling with the violet flowers and moss, providing existential woodland escape. Sky exhibits a vast array of colors, from baby blue to violet to snow white. Many homes stand out with bright and pastel hues, ranging from cool tones to earth tones to bright red. The sky presents an abstract canvas splattered with color and animalistic shapes, immediately causing me to envision highly detailed stories that I must jot down in my journal. The organic lines provoke an urge to draw spiraling forms that often don't make any sense, other than to express innate, raw emotions. The nascent creative process is present in sky, into the fantasy that fairies remain magically, mysteriously alive through earthly grandeur. And your folklore carried down forevermore. Flower for blood. Pow, pow. Poetry, a pauper, chiseling the infinite pedestal of arts. An imprisoned philanthropist, pouring out dreams from a pitcher mellow winds await. Poetry north of paradise. Poetry needs not money nor means, millionaires nor mansions. For poetry is a mansion in itself. A voracious villa on a tearful Irish hillside, a radiant heart, a plate of potatoes and seasonings, a flavorful blend of whiskey and coffee, a soulful kiss, an eye-catching bouquet of green leaves. Poetry cares not whether it has money or means, its possessions, its home, its art. Albeit poetry prevailed, raising its pennant across hearts, with a mouthful of delight and car full of glee.